Hi there. I have a question for you. Have you ever wished you could hear some unbiased, straight talk about travel when planning that next great vacation? If that sounds intriguing, then you're in the right place. Our show talks to real travel experts and advisors providing the latest travel news, advice, tips, reviews, and yes, even an amusing story or two along the way. Check us out. And if you like what you see, make sure you click that like and subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. Welcome to the very first episode of RTE Travel Talk. We're excited to be with you today. As I said in the intro, RTE Travel Talk is the talk show where we speak to real travel experts and travel influencers about the world of travel. Each week, we're going to be speaking with top-tier travel experts with years of experience in their fields and hearing from the various representatives of the travel suppliers, destinations, and cruise lines you have come to know and love, as well as maybe a few you haven't thought of, all with a view to keeping you informed on the latest trends, news, tips, and destination vacations. My co-host Deb will catch us up on the latest news in travel. We'll delve deep into the travel world with engaging interviews with our weekly experts and check out some fun travel facts with Heather, our social media maven. We'll even have a look at a few featured vacations that we think might just inspire the wanderlust in you. So, without further ado, let's jump into the news of the week with my co-host Deb. Hi Deb, what's new in the world of travel this week?
Hi Ken. Hello everyone. Well, the good news in travel is if you're fully vaccinated, you have lots of options now, at least compared to what you did a couple of months ago. People in the United States that are fully vaccinated can now travel within the country and not have to quarantine. So that makes travel a lot easier, at least within the boundaries of the United States, if you want to explore your own country. Now, in the world of cruising, a lot of the cruise lines have decided that with the proviso that all their crews are fully vaccinated and the requirement for their guests to be fully vaccinated, they can start operations again. Unfortunately, they're moving to other countries for the time being as there's no sail order and Florida actually is suing the federal government over this no sail order. But there's sailings out of the Mediterranean this summer, out of the Caribbean this summer, and one cruise line, Crystal Expeditions, is actually sailing out of Iceland. And they're going to do 10-day cruises around Iceland out of Reykjavik.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've got Celebrity and NCL, Silver Sea, and Seabourn so far that I've heard that are sailing the Mediterranean. Of course, there's not as many itineraries as there normally would be, but they're mostly sailing around the Greek Isles. Celebrity has one that goes down as far as Israel, makes a stop in Israel as well as the Greek Isles. And in the Caribbean, where a lot of people will probably book because it's close to home, the NCL will be sailing out of Montego Bay, and it will also be sailing out of the Dominican Republic. Celebrity is sailing out of St. Martin, and RCI is sailing out of Nassau in the Bahamas. So with them all, you've got some choices of the Western Caribbean or the Eastern Caribbean. Just again, not as many as there used to be. NCL requires every guest that's coming on board to be vaccinated, and that includes anybody under 18. RCI and Celebrity now, if you're under 18, you just have to show proof of negative COVID test. But generally, if you're vaccinated, you've got places that you can go this summer if you want.
Well,
And
it's not before time.
no, not before time.
Yeah.
You have to feel for the cruise lines and for the travel professionals and for everybody that's been waiting for a break in this travel restrictions. You know, they say that people 2022 is getting booked up, and people are now booking into 2023. And so, if you're thinking of travel at all, you should be looking at where you want to go now and book now, like book later, but do it now, because otherwise you may not get to go when you want, with whom you want, or where you want. So, and another thing in sort of travel related is unfortunately the people of St. Vincent are experiencing a volcano eruption threat, and RCI and Carnival, both lines are sending a couple of ships each to the island to evacuate these people. So, we got to hand it to the cruise lines.
That's something about the cruise lines that not a lot of, I don't think gets enough play, just how much good that they do. Not only with the infrastructure and the money that they put into these Caribbean islands and the ports, but they've been there. Like they're going to St. Vincent. That's in the Grenadines.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yes, it's in the Eastern Caribbean.
So, okay, so it's just down close to Barbados and in and around that area. Okay.
Yeah, in St. Lucia. Yeah.
But the cruise lines, when there's a major hurricane or disaster, they're one of the first ones to step up to supply their ships for relief.
Right.
So they've done a lot of good, and they've taken, the travel industry has taken, well, we all have taken a lot of terrible hits in the last year, and well, it looks good on them. Good on them for stepping up and doing that.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the great news, Deb. We look forward to seeing more of you as our show gets going, and with more and more good news.
Yes, I hope to be back with more good travel news.
Back to travel.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Deb. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
My next guest is our social media maven, Heather Panton, and she's here with a fun travel fact. Welcome, Heather.
Hi, Ken.
So what's going on in the world of fun travel facts today?
Well, today I'm going to tell you about the pigs of Exuma. So these pigs, they live in Big Major Key. It's one island in over 365 islands in Exuma, which is a part of the Bahamas. So you can go to Pig Beach, which is aptly called, to swim with pigs. There are no humans live on this island. It's totally inhabited by pigs, and it's a hot spot for tourists. You go and you spend the day swimming with these cute little pigs.
That's amazing. It reminds me of the time that we were in Cozumel.
Yes, it was Cozumel.
Swimming with manatees.
That's right.
That was...
Manatees are a little bit bigger than these pigs. These pigs are pretty big, but the manatees, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A little bit bigger.
So that's certainly I thought pigs could fly. I didn't know they could swim. Obviously they can.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's all about the experience, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So we're going to bring Cha-Cha back in, and we're going to talk about our favorite bucket list vacations.
Okay.
Hi, Deb.
Hi again.
I just went and revealed to the whole world your nickname. I guess we're going to have to deal, Cha-Cha. So listen, One of the things on our show that we want to focus on, because I think it's really, really, really important, especially with what we've gone through in the last, 14 to 16 months, is people are really thinking about, you know what, I need a vacation. And when I take a vacation, it's going to be one of my bucket list vacations, something I really, really, really want to do. And it kind of put me to the mind of thinking, well, what was my bucket list vacation? One of the things next to my bucket list vacation is I'd like to take a Disney cruise in the Mediterranean with some of my grandchildren. Because there's really, really special memories that Disney brings to that sort of thing. And Heather, you and I'll talk about that on another episode.
Yes, yeah.
So Heather, what about you? What ticks your boxes?
Well, at this point, I'd be happy to go just about anywhere. But if I could have any choice, I would have to say New Zealand. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand because it has everything. It's got beaches, it's got fjords, it's got wilderness, it's got culture, and the cherry on top is it has Hobbiton. It has hobbits. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm a big movie nerd, as you know. So I would have to say New Zealand would be on top of my bucket list. Yeah.
Well, you know what? New Zealand has opened up, probably gone through this pandemic with a lot less trauma than the rest of us. So that it's one of the places that's going to open up first. And you're probably not alone with people looking to travel.
Yeah.
What about you, Deb? What's on your bucket list?
Well, still on my bucket list is my trip to South Africa or Kenya. I would love to go on safari. And if that safari was connected to a cruise, even better. COVID, I had one booked for this past March, and COVID kind of killed that. So I'm still going to Africa next year, but it's the other end of the continent. I'm going to Egypt, but I still haven't let go of that South Africa dream.
So walking in the footsteps of lions.
Lions, yes, and maybe even Livingston.
Yes.
Dr. Livingston. Visit Livingston and see the Victoria Falls as well.
Yeah.
That would be cool too, because apparently Livingston is related ancestor-wise somehow or other. Don't know how.
You kind of mentioned that you can connect it to a cruise.
A safari connected to a cruise?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, some cruises you can get a pre or post land extension. And the one that I had booked in March, it was a 10-day cruise along the South African coast. And then there was a 4 or 5 day land extension that took you through the winelands, which I would love to see, and on safari.
I love a good glass of wine.
Well, for some of us.
All right. Well, we're going to check back in with all of our guests on bucket list vacations as our show goes along, because we think it's something that people should really consider. All right. And with that, we'll move on to our next section. And thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
In this part of the show, we're going to explore some travel inspirations with Deb that hopefully will tickle your wanderlust. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
So what do you have for us today?
I have some great travel inspirations. A couple of them are brought to us by our real travel experts.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is a river cruise through France. It's actually just through the Bordeaux region of France, and it's an escorted cruise on Alma waterways, and it's Maria Lindsay and Beth Schulberg from Cruise and Travel Specialists, and it's in March 31st of 2022, and they're going to take 7 days and go through the Bordeaux region of France. And if you know anything about France, that's prime wine growing territory. So there'll be lots to see and lots to do.
Well,
so now I was talking to Beth the other day, and she said that this cruise is booking up fast. So if you want to get in on it, you should give them a call.
how can people find out more about this river cruise?
The link to more information about the cruise will be down in the description below.
Okay.
And the second inspiration I have is also for France and is also a river cruise. And this is brought to you by our real travel expert, Anne-Marie Goody of Cruise Holiday Select. And she has special pricing on a 10-day Avalon Waterways cruise that goes Provence to Burgundy. And it also has 2 nights in Paris. So that looks like a great one as well. It starts down by the Mediterranean and goes right through the heart of France. Wine territories abound again, and there's lots to see and do. That should be an extra special one as well.
Yeah, is Anne-Marie escorting this cruise?
She hasn't decided yet. She may.
And
again, you can find out more about this cruise by checking out the link in the description below.
Okay. Sounds great. Sorry.
One more inspiration, and this one is just a general one that kind of tickled my fancy.
Right.
It's offered by Backroads, and it's actually a series that they have that's called Dolce Tempo Cruise Tours, and it's kind of geared to people like you and I that are probably not quite as active as, say, the younger set. So not that it wouldn't appeal to the younger set too. It's just a more relaxed way of touring. And they offer tours where you can bike or you can hike or you can do a combination of them where you're biking and hiking and perhaps kayaking or whatever. And, for example, a hike through Ireland, that would be just absolutely super. I've been to Ireland. I love Ireland. This would be a great way to actually see the countryside and interact with the locals because you're walking your way, and or e-bike through France. Like you can bike or you can e-bike for those of us that don't think we have the stamina to operate a regular bike. You can e-bike, and so you're e-biking through France and staying in castles overnight. I mean, gee.
Of course, and of course, when you're biking, you're not driving, and that could be put on my bucket list because I firmly remember our trip to Ireland. Coming into a 6-lane roundabout, coming into Dublin, and the GPS decides to give up the ghost.
Yes.
I think it's the only time driving a vehicle in all my years of driving that I actually had beads of sweat rolling down my forehead.
Yeah, 6-lane roundabouts in a strange place can be a bit intimidating.
So where can they learn more about Backroads, Deb?
Well, Backroads is.
Will we leave a link in the description?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. We can leave a link in the description. You can check it out. They're just excellent tours, and they're a little bit different. They're not sitting on a bus. They're not, they actually get you in the atmosphere of the location that you're at.
So what you're saying is this isn't my mom and dad's bus tour?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody's looking for that in this day and age.
People are looking for experiences. They're looking to learn things
and to be active.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Well, that's great. And we look forward to seeing more of those in the future. Thanks, Deb.
Bye, Ken.
And that about wraps things up for this episode, folks. Thanks very much for sticking with us today. On behalf of myself and my co-hosts, Deborah and Heather, we're looking forward to seeing you each and every week If you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. You can just leave us a comment below or email any questions you might have about an upcoming show or something you'd like to know about at questions@realtravelexperts.com. That's questions@realtravelexperts.com. So until next week, happy travels.